Hello everyone. So today we are going to implement this window. So I'm planning to use this to show details about weapons or any items in the inventory. So today we are going to focus on how to create this window, this widget. So this is where I will be using it. So here I have my inventory, and in the skills panel, when I hover over a skill, I already get this window, something similar to that. But here we are showing details about the skill, but for inventory items we don't have anything. So I won't implement something similar to that, where it shows additional details about this item that we are about to equip. So yeah, that's what this will be used for. Here we have the name and a description and some stat comparison. So this here you see, this is this stat. It could be attack, speed, stun, weight, anything that you want. This is compared to the same value, same stat category value of the same category of the item that we have currently equipped. For example, let's say I already have some great sword and it has the attack power, let's say 60, and this is a different great sword. And when I hover over that different great sword, if that great sword has the attack power 90, then we see the difference in green to highlight how powerful the new weapon compared to the weapon that I have already equipped. And here in red we see, this is to show if it is if the stat value is less than what we currently have. So the difference will be shown in red. So yeah, this is what we are going to work on today. I'm sure you have similar stat comparisons in other games as well. So I hope you understand what I'm going to do here. Alright, so before we get started, let me remind you that you can download the project files of this project and all other thousands of projects I have done in my channel from my Patreon page. Once you become a member, you can access everything without any limits. So feel free to check it out. And also here you have the access to full playlist in my channel. Everything is explained here from scratch. So I'll leave links to everything in the description. Yeah, now let's get back to today's episode. Alright, so right now I already have this skill tree, this skill preview, this window. So I think I can reuse this window to show details of the weapons as well. So here when I hover over one of these weapons, I should get some window that gives me extra details regarding that weapon. Alright, so let's go to BP, UI, and this window. This is under skill tree folder. It's nothing special, just some text, images. And if you want to know how did I implement this, check out this gas skill tree skill detail panel tutorial I did, episode number 176 of this series. So here now I'm gonna duplicate this skill details panel and I'll rename it item details panel, because this window will be used to show details about not just swords or weapons, boots, helmets, etc. as well. And I think I should have a new folder here. Inventory. I don't want to put everything related, everything in this common folder, but now that I do that, maybe I should move this inventory related widgets inside here, but let's do that later. Item details, I'll move it to inventory. Okay, now this will be whatever the weapon item name. So item name, we will be initializing with the real item names here when we actually use this window to show details about weapons or any other item. And maybe this text should be changed to, instead of activate, equip. And we might not need this part. So I think I wanna show the name and some detail about the weapon. So item detail, a short description of the item. I don't want it to be a long distance because down here I need to show the stats, something like a stat comparison. Let me remove these. Okay, now that I have removed it, these items comes here. Maybe we should add a spacer. Fill it. Okay. So the next item. So down here I need some kind of progress bar. Oh, now that I have deleted, I get errors. Initialize data. Let me remove that. Okay, so to show details about stats of the item, we should need, let's create a different widget. The widget WBB stat bar. Okay, so here let's add a horizontal box. First thing is I need to show the name of the stat. So text stat name. I'll center it. Decide 200. Okay. I don't think I need to be big, so I'll make it smaller. Or let me copy the appearance. This. And the next step would be the actual value. Let's put something like 100, just a number. And this should not be very long, so I'll make it only 100. And then I'll add a progress bar. Okay. Here Maybe let's add a size box. Let's wrap this with a size box. And let's override the width to something like 300. We can change this, no worries. So to see how this looks, compile. Now let's couple of these stat bars in here. Let me duplicate this. Okay. We should have a bigger space in front of. Right, this is good. Would it be better if we have the number at the end? Maybe, let's try. Should have some space. Yeah. Alright, now the next step is, instead of just showing this progress bar, right, so now to see a relative difference between the current weapon of this category and this weapon or item that we are going to equip, we need something more. So something like, let's say my current weapon of this category have a attack 50 and the new weapon, the one that I'm previewing, have the attack power 60. So 50 to 60, I should see the difference in green. Similarly, if the new weapon attack power is lower, let's say 30, 50 to 30, I should see in red or brown color, something like that. So to do that, I'll rename this progress bar, let's say high. So this will show whatever the high value, and I'll change the default value of this to green. This, and I want to add another progress bar. Before that, the background should be fully transparent. Here, background should be fully transparent. Otherwise, we will not see the bar below. But I can't add another progress bar within this size box. So let's wrap this with the overlay. It should be able to. Okay. Progress bar high and progress bar low. I'll make this one white. And to see if I make this a lower value, you see the difference like this. Okay, now let's add a function to initialize stat bar. So we need to give a name and the current value and a new value of whatever this stat. So let's change this into variables. Let's call it text stat name. The variable, and this text stat value. This is already a variable. Great. So get the stat name, the text should be a parameter. Okay, and the stat value. So I'll add two parameters here. Plot the new stat value and old stat value, and another one max stat value. So max stat value should be something, the max possible value for this particular stat that we are visualizing right now. So here stat value, I'll set text and I'll directly put the new stat value. Don't think we need to change any of this. And then we need to calculate the percentage values. So here we can get max from either max stat value. Actually, not really. We don't need. We can get the max stat value and then new stat value, and then divide this like this. Similarly, I can get the old stat value as well and divide with the max stat value. And then I'll get the progress bar high set percent. I'll set this with the max value out of these two. And get the progress bar low and set percent with the minimum value out of these two. Okay. And if the new value, if this is larger than, this is the new value, the older value, that means max progress bar color should be green, otherwise it should be red, something to show that the stat or is lower than the weapon that we already have from this category. So for example, if it is attack power, if the attack power of the current weapon is higher but the new one is lower, it should show up in red. Okay, so get the progress bar high, set fill color and opacity, and select color with this. So if the new one is higher, I want to show it in green. Otherwise, red. Okay. Now, to demonstrate this, here in the reconstruct of the item detail panel, these are already variables. Let me rename this stat1, stat2, stat3. So let's go to pre-construct. Tell pre-construct. Okay, pre-construct. So that we can test these values. Stat1, initialize stat bar. We just call it power. Or let's say attack. New value 90, old value 60, max stat value 100. I compile this. You see 90, and this is green. And stat2, should I call it stun? Speed. Let's say 40, and the previous value is 60. Max value is 100. So this is not correct. The way it shows is correct actually. The values are correct, but this should have been red. Why it's not red? Oh, sorry. I should have picked this. Actually, not even, we don't even need to use that. We can directly use the new stat value and old stat value. That. Yeah, now it's correct. And to demonstrate this, the third one, I'll say weight 70, 50, 100. Oh, I need to do this. What? Yeah. Oh, so it's actually correct because the weight is higher, which is not necessarily a good thing, maybe. So it may not translate well in the visual language when I show it in green, but that is, it doesn't matter at this stage. That is something we need to think when we actually implement the game. So just to avoid any confusion, I'll remove this and change this stuff. So Yeah. So all right, so this is the stats for the web app. All right, so I just uh, changed these values for demonstration purposes, and this is how our item detail panel is going to look like. And I'm going to stop this episode right here. In upcoming episodes we will look into how to actually integrate this uh, window into our inventory. So thanks for watching. As always, updated project files will be available for download in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. And let me know if you have any questions in the comments. See you in another episode. Goodbye.